All right. Hey, everybody. Zach Ullman here. I am live with Seti Gershberg. He is a leader in our community, and he and his team is crushing it in notes. So I just wanted to get him on here and introduce him to everyone because he's another giver in our community, and we're just really grateful to have him. So, Seti, you just want to share a little bit about who you are and what you did before you joined the group?
Yeah, so let me just sort of correct one thing. You know, people, when they hear my name and Jay Tannenbaum, they automatically think notes. And yes, while Jay has his background in notes for many years, and the first deal we did together was notes, that was about a year ago. After that, we started buying property, and our main focus is purchasing portfolios of single-family rental properties. We're not buying the notes, we're actually buying the property.
I love it. So the REO, you guys are doing like the REO packages and just bulk packages too, right?
Well, if one comes around that's available, that looks really good, sure, we'll take a look at it. As you know, everything comes down to the numbers with real estate. But no, we've just extended our reach of contacts. We've worked through brokerage offices, individuals at institutions, specific individuals that actually go on the hunt and look for you. So there are numbers of sellers that are out there that have accumulated large numbers of properties, anywhere from 30 to several hundred single-family rentals in a specific geographic area, like Cleveland, Ohio, or Evansville, Indiana, or Montgomery, Alabama. And when we see something that we like, then we put together a financing package for it.
That's awesome. So what did you do before the group when you got involved in that?
So that's an interesting story. So my entire career, I've spent it in both marketing and in finance. I've run international sales organizations for a large Fortune 500. I've worked in investment banking as a small cap growth stock portfolio manager. I've traded at a hedge fund. We traded, about $1 billion in global debt. But right before I got into real estate, I took a few years off. I moved to South America. I took up one of my hobbies, which was filmmaking. I was in Peru and just had a really awesome time. Came back to the United States and said, hey, I need to do something else. I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to commute. I don't want to have a boss. What can I do that can make lots of money and bring in cash flow and just be fun? And I always wanted to do real estate investing. I never really had. I owned a couple properties on my own. I bought a house and a condo. My dad had always done well in real estate. And when I finished graduate school, I remember I purchased these cassettes that someone named Carlton Sheets put out on how to, do real estate with no money down. So I always had it in the back of my head, and that's how I got into it.
That's awesome. How long have you been with our group?
Let's see, it's a little over 2 years now, probably going on 2.5 years.
2.5. Awesome, man. So I know we were talking a little bit about some of the deals you were doing earlier, but from a standpoint of how many deals have you guys done? I know you guys just took down a huge portfolio. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the deals that you've done?
Yeah, so I'm currently where I've done 77 deals. There are about 60, somewhere between 65 and 68 that are active. The last portfolio that we purchased was 39 single-family rental homes in Evansville, Indiana. It was a $2.2 million purchase. That's right. 39 homes for $2.2 million. And 96% occupied and cash flowing. The value of the properties are probably about $2.8 million. So we have a little bit of equity in there. We're going to wind up keeping some of those, and then we're going to turn a number of those into seller financed mortgages, so that the people who are renting there can actually now, own a house. We're not doing lease purchases or lease options. These are actual, seller finance deals. So for whatever they're paying rent, let's say $700 a month, that's all that they would pay toward their mortgage. We're just becoming the bank, and they make their payments to us. But what we do is we wipe out the property management, the maintenance and repair, the insurance, the taxes. That all now falls on the homeowner. And for 10% down and their same rental payment, they can own their home.
That is beautiful, man. So what you said, 77 deals?
77. That's right.
77 deals, man. That's that's inspiring. So that's why I'm
Thanks.
having you on here, man. You're inspiring. What are some of the circumstances that you had to overcome to get to where you are today?
Well, one was a pretty big financial hurdle. When I came back from Peru, I pretty much spent my retirement early. A good portion of it. I also, well, part of it was that, and then another part of it was I'd made several investments that went south. So I just got wiped out. I just got crushed, and so I had to figure that part of it out. But when you join a group like this, which has education and support, experienced individuals, tap into resources, financial resources, you can make things happen. So, for me, I have education. I've made money in the past, and I knew that was going to happen. So, it took me, 2.5 years, but now things are looking pretty good.
That's awesome, man. What do you see stops other people from having success in this industry?
Yeah, part of it's taking action. Some people, can't get out of their own way. They look for the perfect deal.
Right.
They look for the one that they're just going to crush it on.
Right.
So, on a fix and flip, I'm not doing a deal unless I make, $40,000. Well, you're probably not going to find one in Phoenix right now. So that can keep you away from it. And the other part of it, and, this is really very true. The way you make money in real estate is with money. It just doesn't have to be your money. You need to be able to raise money, though. And that's what keeps a lot of people away. People are afraid to ask other people to invest with them. The reality is people who have money are looking to do something with it. They want a good deal. They want to partner with people that they trust. And even if you don't have a track record, if you're working in a community like ours, where you have experienced people, where you're partnering with them, then that becomes way less of an issue. But you still need to, go out and pound the pavement and look for investors. I mean, I think that's what my job is. I just go out and I look for investors. Then I have capital, then I'm able to, buy something, and it works pretty well. But I think that's probably the biggest challenge most people find.
I know that was one of the biggest ones for me, is because I was afraid of losing someone else's money. And, once I got through that, man, the floodgates opened.
Mm-hmm.
What is one piece of advice you can give give a new person coming into the group?
Get educated. Look for doing something that not everybody else is doing. If everybody's doing fix and flips, it just means there's going to be less of an opportunity there. I found that out pretty quickly. So instead of, going to let's say a lake that was well stocked with fish, but had a bazillion fishermen, I found another lake that was well stocked with fish that not too many fishermen knew about. So I think you have to find your own little niche within real estate that works for you, that not too many other people are exploiting, and go with that. And the other piece of it is you got to be flexible, because things change over time.
I love it. That's some great advice. Great advice. What are some things you're looking for from others? Resources. What do you need to help move your business forward?
Yeah, for me at this point, it's mainly investors and acquisition opportunity. So we're doing something a little bit different because we're, number one, we're investing out of state. We invest mostly in the Midwest and some in the South. But any sort of acquisitions of portfolios of, cash flowing properties, that would be a help. And then investors who want to do something with their money and make an above average return.
Cool. So money and properties.
Money and properties. Yeah.
What can you offer to others in the community?
Being present. I'm around. I'm willing to share what I know. I think that's a great hallmark of our, industry and our community. There's no real secret sauce. We really need to help each other out, and there is a lot of opportunity out there. So I'm available to help provide advice. Let people know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that's why I love you so much. You're consistent. You're one of the most consistent people I know, and you're always willing to give help to others. So I appreciate that about you.
Well, isn't that one of the keys of success, is that, you have to give back.
Right.
It's like a karmic energy thing.
Absolutely.
If you're just constantly taking, then nothing's going to come your way, or it will for a little while and disappear. But if you
Yeah,
give back, it's a positive feedback loop.
Yeah, it lasts a lot longer. It creates as opposed to not creating. What is one fun fact about yourself?
Let's see. Well, I speak Spanish. Most people don't know that. But
I didn't know that until you started talking to my wife.
yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. She was surprised too.
That's awesome. Is there anything you would like to share with the people that are going to watch this, the listeners, to our group? Anything you want?
Yeah. Stick with it. Be flexible. And the best advice I can give you on any level is read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And when you finish it, read it again and do that 3 to 5 times, and then at least once a year, and then just live that book and it will happen.
I think I'm so glad you brought that up, because I think that's the missing link that people don't understand. They're so focused on the doing, and they don't understand who are you being inside of those situations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, good.
Brilliant, man. Well, Seti, I'm going to let you get back to your day. I appreciate your time, and we appreciate all you do for the community. And enjoy your day.
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach. Good to talk with you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.